got a couple things to say first, but first of all, I want to thank you all for being here, for packing this crowd in to welcome the next President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Now, I think I know the answer to this question. It's not a difficult one. This is a smart crowd. Are you ready to win this year? Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President? I knew that you would know the answers to those questions. But I want to start by thanking all of you for being here. If you're from Luzerne County, put your hand up. I'm from Lackawanna County. Thank you for letting me in here. And I won't go through every county in the Northeast, but I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for being here. And I think we all know, you all know by now, Kamala's story of public service. From her days as a prosecutor, putting dangerous criminals away, from her time in the Senate and as Vice President, fighting for women's rights, voting rights, and workers' rights. Her service as both Vice President and a leader in our country, along with other Democrats, bringing jobs and investments back to our Commonwealth. You know that record. Kamala Harris has proven on day one that she's ready to be our President and our Commander-in-Chief. And, as we saw in the debate the other night, she is ready to take on Donald Trump and win this election. But we're grateful to be back in Luzerne County. I'm always grateful to be in my home area, and I'm grateful for your greeting. And I'm also grateful because you're here. You're here on a Friday night. You could be other places, but you chose to be here because you love our country. USA, that's right. That's right. That's right. USA, that's right. But we know that here in northeastern Pennsylvania, we share a history and a heritage of hard work and sacrifice. We care about our communities. We care about our neighbors. And we also care about our Commonwealth. We know that we have to work every day to make sure that our Commonwealth is a place that we celebrate and enrich every day of the week. That is, we work every day to make sure that it's a Commonwealth in life as well as in name, where we face our challenges together as one people. We face those challenges as Pennsylvanians and as Americans. And we've got some big choices to make this year, obviously in the presidential race, but I'm in an election myself. So, wanted to talk to you briefly. I wanted to talk to you briefly about this race and the choice before us. Now, you might know something about my opponent. He's worth only a couple $100 million. He ran the largest hedge fund in the world when he was living in Connecticut. And when he was trying to run for office in Pennsylvania, he kept telling people that he lived in Pennsylvania. He didn't live in Pennsylvania. He lied to the people of our state about where he lived. He also lied to the people of our state when he was running the last time about how he grew up. He said he, quote, started with nothing, unquote. He had a great upbringing like I did. We were lucky. His father was a university president. My father and mother gave me a secure life. But why would you try to invent a story about how you grew up? And why would you lie to the people about where you live? So, he doesn't understand our Commonwealth, and he doesn't understand the people that make our Commonwealth great. That's a big difference between us. Now, you know my record. It's a strong record of fighting for working families. And we're going to continue to fight those battles to lower costs, tackle the fentanyl crisis, and take care of our children, our seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. That's what we're going to do. These are the people I've fought for my whole life, and I'm going to keep fighting for them every day. So, I'm going to keep this short. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to keep this short. If you want next year to have your United States Senator go to Washington and vote for a tax bill that will continue those big tax breaks for the largest corporations on the planet, and a senator who would vote for those tax cuts for billionaires that put us, that big tax bill from a couple of years ago put us $2 trillion in the hole. $2 trillion with a T. If you want someone to go to Washington on your behalf and vote for that big, budget-busting tax bill that'll jack up the debt, or you want a senator to go to Washington to vote to repeal the law, listen to this one. He wants to repeal the law that capped insulin at $35 a month. So I guess all those seniors here in Luzerne County who had their insulin costs capped because of work that I did, the president did, and the vice president did, right? And there's another cap coming in January, a cap on out-of-pocket costs for drug costs for seniors. That's coming in January. But if you want a senator who's going to vote for those big tax cuts for the most powerful and the wealthiest, and is going to vote to repeal that law and vote to repeal the infrastructure law, then I guess you should vote for the other guy. Pennsylvania's not going to do that. I'm going to win this race. Kamala Harris is going to win this race for President of the United States. So I'm going to go backstage, and I know she's only a couple of minutes away, but as I leave the stage, let's give her a hand, Kamala Harris, for being here so she can hear your applause. Thanks, everybody.